Hello. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh my God, oh my God. I did not know that I've been talking all this while, by the way. I have been talking all this while, and I didn't know that my microphone was off. I am so sorry. I'm probably going to edit that particular part out. So, ladies, welcome again to K Podcast. So, I'm going to have to say what I already said before the last 5 minutes that I didn't know, was passing without my microphone being turned on. So, I was talking about what has been going on the dating sites nowadays. A guy actually came out on TikTok, and as usual, I have a lot of videos from TikTok that we're going to be talking about, today. So he came out on TikTok and he was talking about asking a girl on a date and then not paying for the date and the girl getting mad and leaving. And this is the thing. I want to let you ladies know there are a lot of women that are leaving dating sites nowadays, a lot of women that are leaving dating sites because some of these men are not even there for relationships. Some of them that would not have the advantage, that would not even smell a beautiful woman, have the advantage to mess around in on a dating site, to misbehave on a dating site. Dating sites have given a lot of these some of these losers, a lot of opportunity. And many of them are not even there to look for something serious. They're just looking for a way to take advantage of women. You get me? And piss you off in general. Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna start advocating for women to start asking men when they ask you on a date who's paying, because this is the thing. You don't want this mess. If he's asking you out on a date, I will tell you to ask him who is paying from the start. Ask him who is paying. If he has also made reservation, you should make the reservations, because and if he said you are paying, then you can decide if you want to go on the date or not. Because this is the thing. You cannot go. Normally, if you are inviting your friends, your normal friends, you're not just out there inviting people and not asking them if they have the budget for something. I'm not saying that women that are going on date are broke, but hey, there are some people that have budget for their money. They have some things that they have planned already. And maybe they are not planning on going out that week or that weekend. Maybe they are on budget for something and they don't feel like going out on that weekend or the next week. And instead of this man to tell the girl, hey, do you want to go on a date with me, but we will be sharing the bill? They don't do that. They use this dating site to manipulate women and ask you out on a date and then turn around and be like, well, you should be expecting to pay your own, for yourself. Why are you inviting somebody if you're broke? Why are you inviting somebody if you don't want to pay for the person? For the person, like, this is the thing. I know a lot of guys that have guys friends, and if they want to invite their friends over, they would normally pay for it. They normally pay for it unless it's something that they are already organized between each other. So let me bring up this video over here. I don't know if it's this one. I'm gonna have to look for the update.
The date was mad that she had to split the bill.
What'd you say?
Why are we splitting the bill?
Well, I mean, it's our first date, so I thought we should maybe go half.
I can't believe you made us split the bill.
I mean, you ordered an appetizer that I didn't even touch. Why do you think that I should
Okay,
pay
but
for
you asked me out.
I know, but you ordered something
You
that I did.
asked me out.
All right, I'll just take you home and... All right, see ya. Hello? Hello? See ya.
Bye.
Tinder date was mad that...
Okay, ladies. So no, This guy actually made an update. I'm trying to download this update over here. Let me see if I can find it. Because he actually did come later on and talked about, hey, if you're going on a date, you should have your own money. And I'm like, if you're inviting someone on a date, maybe you should ask the person if they want to go out in the first place. You should have the decency to ask the lady or the person, because imagine you going to your guy friend and you're like, hey, you want to go out and chill. Normally, if your guy friend doesn't have the money, he could be like, I don't have the money, and then you will have to offer it. And many of the times the guys will say, they will, even if they don't want to tell you they don't have the money, a lot of these men would just tell you they don't feel like going, and then you would use your head to actually understand that they are not going because they don't have the cash. He did come out and actually talked about this particular situation, the predicament that he found himself over here. And he was like, yeah, I wish, I don't know, I actually tried to download that video, but I'm gonna come back to him later on his video. I would have loved to see the video right now, but it seems, let me check my file. Okay, I can't upload it for now, but I'm pretty sure it's good. When it's finished uploading, I'm gonna bring the update for this video, because he actually said a lot of nonsense talking about, oh, as a woman, the women of those days, they take care of men, and they like spewing nonsense, absolute nonsense and rubbish. Talking about, oh, the women of those days, they always took care of the men. They cook, they clean, they did all of this and that. Women of nowadays don't cook, don't clean, don't want to do anything. Why should he pay for the date? And I'm like, if you know that women of these days don't do that, why the hell are you asking someone on a date then? Why are you wasting somebody's time? Ladies, if you're still on online dating, if you're still there, because I've heard a lot of people are leaving it because of the dust buckets that are over there. If somebody asks you out on a date, ask them who is paying immediately. Ask them who's paying. You don't want to go on a date and then have somebody misbehaving. From the start, if you're interested in somebody, ask them exactly this question. If they ask you out on a date, do you want to go on a date? Ask them who's paying. Because you don't want to be surprised. You really don't want to be surprised out here. And he doubled down talking about women nowadays are not doing this and that. They are not taking care of their husbands, And I'm like, what are you talking about? Hold on, I got another video for you guys. This is the guy that is talking all this bullshit, and a woman is out here complaining that since she moved together with her boyfriend, her workload have literally, increased. This is the thing. They want to demean what you are doing in the relationship. Hello, Sun and Sunflower. Hi, girl. They want to demean your work. They want to tell you that you are bringing nothing into that relationship. The domestic work that you're doing in that house, the fact that you are there for him, is nothing. They want to be the prize so much. And I'm like, since you are the prize, this is the thing that I don't understand. Since you are the prize, why are you going after women? Why don't you wait, let women come to you? Why don't you sit down and wait so that women can come to you? Since you're the prize. Because this is the thing, you ain't shit. If you sat down there alone, those women wouldn't come to you. Those women will not come to you. So you have to go over there and make their experience terrible. Now let me bring up this video over here of this girl talking about, her girlfriend complaining about, she moved in with a boyfriend. And by the way, ladies, stop moving in with your boyfriends unless he has a maid or something. Unless he's paying someone to come and clean his house and, like I said before, providing for everything. Don't move in. In fact, don't move in with a man at all. Don't move in with a man at all, especially if you're looking forward to be married. If you're not looking for marriage, it's fine. But if you move in with a man and you are not looking for marriage, it's okay. But don't be out there doing domestic work, cleaning his clothes, doing all of this nonsense. Because at the end of the day, they think that you working a 9 to 5 and coming home and cleaning is nothing. That should be your job. And this is the thing that baffles me the most. What are they expecting? And the worst part of it is you work a 9 to 5, you clean the house, you cook the meal, you do all of this, and then you pay 50-50. Like, I want to rip my hair out of my head for this nonsense. I'm like, so you do everything and you pay 50% of that. What the hell? What the hell? Why would any woman want you? Goodness. You know what? Let me just bring this video up here. And I'm going to say this. I don't feel bad for any woman anymore that is out here doing struggle love. You, like I said before, if you love it, if you like it, I love it for you. Because nowadays, we've been talking for eons now about this terrible situation and telling women, hey, stay away from this kind of guys. Now, where is this video over here? Hold on a second. Okay, found it.
Sharing her experience of living with her boyfriend. It just happens to be exactly what I'm trying to spread awareness about. She just so casually mentions that her workload has doubled since this man has moved in. She mentions things like grocery shopping has to be done much more often now. Laundry needs to be done a lot. You have to like agree on what to eat for a meal, and like apparently she's a lot less picky than the man in the relationship, and it just sounds like she's a lot more low maintenance than this man, and yet for some reason it's her workload that's doubled. Like she's doing more grocery shopping, more laundry, more cooking, all because she now lives with a man. She just can't help but feel like, is that only striking to me, or like does anyone else think that's weird? Why is it her workload that's doubled and not his? Like why isn't he doing his?
Because they use women as for free labor. Women have been used for a long time for free labor. And the fact that in those days, even though they were working and bringing in money, you were still doing a lot. So just because he goes and do a 9 to 5, you are doing a 24 hours. You are 24 hours at home taking care of the kids, multitasking, going for shopping, going for, grocery shopping, and taking care of the family, making sure there is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, making sure that everybody can, get an appointment at the dentist's office or the hospital for checkups and all of that. All that manual labor as well. It's crazy. And the funny thing is, after you done all of that, the reason why men used to make fun of women for staying at home in those days and be like, you don't do anything, I do all the work. And they come and degrade and tell you you are not, adding anything, is because they know the manual labor is hard. So they will not let, a lot of these men will not let you, they will not appreciate what you're doing. A lot of these men in those days did not appreciate the manual labor that women were putting in their relationship and their marriage. So they didn't want many of these women to know. So they would start making jokes about their wives to make you feel like you're not doing anything. But if the roles were switched, they would be like, I don't want to do that. It's hard work. And this is the thing that baffles me. The thing that baffles me is that now they want you to do all that manual labor and then work and then bring 50% of your income into the home. It's crazy. Like, it can never be me. And then normally when I see any woman that is out here doing 50-50, I normally just shake my head and move away, far away. Because I'm in my, if you like it, I love it for you right now. Because there's too many informations out there. Too many.
His own laundry. She basically has taken on all the everyday tasks for him that he should know how to do for himself. Am I crazy for thinking that that's super weird? I mean, she didn't mention that he was covering all the rent or anything like that. So I'm assuming that, like most modern couples, they're going 50-50 on the rent. But I'm just wondering why her workload has increased and her income hasn't, and her rent hasn't decreased. And even if it had, like, what do you get in exchange for the extra rent money that he saves? Like, isn't he also paying half? Like, wouldn't he also be paying a lot more if he lived on his own? So what's the deal that you're getting out of it? How come only he's getting a deal of like, oh, well, since he pays like half the rent, I still do most of the chores. Why? What else does he pay? Like, how does he compensate you for that otherwise? If he's not doing half the chores, or if he's at least not washing his own clothes or like making his own food, like that's super confusing. Like maybe someone can help me understand. And I also like, I've never seen a man make a video like that, talking about how his workload has doubled since his girlfriend's moved in. They'll definitely, you know, talk shit about their girlfriends moving in and be like, oh, you know, she leaves shit everywhere and it's like a bobby pin on the coffee table, which is like, okay. Or like, oh, there's so much more stuff in the bathroom now and blah, blah, blah. My other question is like, I don't understand why he's not moving in and doing that stuff for her. Like if y'all are living together and you're being intimate with one another, chances are you as the woman are on some form of hormonal birth control. So that's not 50-50 for you in bed. That's very different. And if you're not on birth control, then it's even worse. You're risking pregnancy, you know, every single month. And this man's not even doing your laundry. This man's not even buying your groceries.
And this is the reason why I always tell ladies, if he doesn't have it, he should not be on the list. He should not be on your list. If he cannot afford, let me tell you again, if a man cannot afford to pay someone to come and clean the house, let me say this again for the ones in the back. If he cannot afford someone to come and do the manual labor at home, he should be a red flag and a no. It should be a no-go area. Let the Dusty speak the pygmies, please. Yeah, let them both go over there in the other side. Because this is why they always hate on women that want to make sure that their life is okay in future. This is why they hate on women that say, I cannot marry or date anyone that does not have the bag. They hate on many of these men that hate on women like that are men that do not have the money and want to literally take the resources that a woman give and do nothing about it and treat you like trash. At the end of the day, you're not going to get a better treatment. You're not going to get better treatment. They can be out here talking about gold diggers all they want, but the truth is many of them don't have the gold. They want your gold though. Your gold they want. Imagine staying in a home with somebody that you're calling your partner and you like in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, husband, fiance, and you have to pay for the apartment. You have to pay for the utilities where you both live in. And then he is not even washing dishes. He is not even helping out in the house. He is not doing any of those 50-50 shit that he talked about he wanted. And if you bring it up, he's probably going to be like, that is your job. And this is the thing that I don't understand with ladies. I'm like, what are you looking for in this man? It's like the first video that I played already with this guy talking about, oh, he invited a girl. I'm still waiting for that video to upload because he actually made an update and I don't know why it's taking so long to upload. It's taking a while, but I want to play that video because he said a lot of rubbish. But, you know, with all of this, you know, you're going to pay for the utilities, pay for this. So what do you need him for? What do you really need him for? What? You could get a roommate, a female roommate. You could get a woman roommate. You can look for another lady and you both can live in the same place. And you wouldn't have to do all that manual labor. It's crazy.
Groceries? This man is not even cooking you dinner? That's crazy. And we're truly so casual about this in our society. Like the way this girl was talking about it, like no big deal. And at the end, she's like, babe, if you're watching this, I love you and I love living with you. Like, it's all in good fun. But it's like, I don't understand. Your life is more difficult in every way than a man's. And yet you are going to be doing his laundry and making his dinner. Like even when you're on your period, like even when you're having cramps, like what does he do then? Does he just not eat? Does he just order takeout? Do you realize how expensive it would be for him to not have a girlfriend? Do you ever wonder if he's just with you to save on groceries and like ordering out? Like
yeah, and many of them do that too. They do try to save on groceries because yes, and ladies, I'm gonna tell you this. I have another video of a guy coming out and talking about his friends working and so that they can find so that they can make money to get better women. This is the thing with men's brain. Yes, they always want to get more money so that they can get the woman that they actually like. So I'm going to bring that video. Like we've been talking about this for a long time. And I'm like, if you are Barbara the Builder, that I'm going to stand by you and build you kind of woman, you are the one that is the startup one. You are the one that they use for building. At the end of the day, when they have it, they're gonna run thinking that they're gonna find somebody better on the end of the line. At the end of the line. And that's why I always tell ladies, you better be that woman at the end of the line, not the woman that started it. Do not be the one that started it. Be the one at the end of the line. Stand over there, because that is the only kind of women they deserve. Okay.
I would have to wonder if I moved into a man's house and paid half of his bills while laying down in bed with him, sharing my body with him, that can get pregnant at like any moment just from his carelessness or from birth control failure or from an act of God or whatever. I'm doing his laundry and I'm picking up his dirty socks off the bathroom floor. Because she definitely talked about too how he leaves everything like laying around. And she's like, you know, it's not annoying when you do it. It's annoying when he does it. The quiet part that she doesn't say out loud is it's annoying when he does it because he's never planning on picking that up. The reason it's not annoying when you do it is because in your head, you're like, I'm just going to pick that up later. But the reason it's annoying when he does it is because you probably had to pick up after him after like 2 days of something laying around. And that's when you understood that unless I pick this stuff up, it's just going to stay laying around for days and days and days. So I'm just going to pick it up right away. And now you're feeling like a maid. That's the silent part that you're not saying out loud. And I don't know why this woman is just so casually like joking about losing hours a week of her life just for the fact that some man has moved into her house. I want to know how much time he is saving. I want to know how much more extra free time he has to, you know, sit around and play video games or stay, you know, work late at his job and start advancing in his career. Meanwhile, she's like, oh, I got to get home so that I can make dinner because my boyfriend's going to be hungry when he gets.
She's treating the boyfriend like a husband. And even if it's a husband, I would not give you that kind of treatment. No offense. I'm not about to become a carpet so you can walk all over me. Let me tell you the kind of life I'm living and the kind of life I want you ladies to be out here living. You should want to have it all. You should want to be the soft woman, but also be the woman that has it. And let me explain how this goes. A lot of people were like using Beyonce, for example. There was somebody that was using Beyonce, like, oh, Beyonce got her own money. I'm like, yes, she might have her own money, but I think if possible, I think Jay-Z is the one financing everything, but I'm not going to use Beyonce because I don't know about her relationship, but some people have been trying to use her like an example. Okay, let me just say, who can I use better in this situation? I would use Ciara, but I really don't know how their relationship is, but I know that they are not doing 50-50. So imagine having the bag, but not having to pay for nothing. That should be your situation. It shouldn't be that you should just be a housewife. If you want to be a housewife, that's cool. But I normally tell ladies, if you're a housewife, please try to, you know, get something on side, do something on side. I'm not saying to bring the money to the husband. No, I'm saying do something. Just have, you know, financial backup in case, you know, just so that you have something. But the man should definitely be paying for everything. He should be paying for everything. You can have like a small business around, yeah, just so you have something. Because this is the thing, I really don't do 50-50, and I really don't like how this is another thing I've noticed. It's always the younger. I feel like Gen Z's women, a lot of them have been brainwashed a lot into this 50-50 relationship, because in majority, the people that I see talking about 50-50 relationship the most, accepting it the most, are mostly Gen Z. I'm not gonna say our generation, millennials, we don't have that. You know, I'm not gonna say we don't have that, but I see more Gen Zs coming out and being very, very strong on this 50-50 thing, being like, yeah, 50-50 is okay. And I'm like standing over here looking at them like, girl, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know how they caught you people. I don't know how they finally caught you, because, goodness God. They really did get you guys this time.
Home from work. And Lord forbid that there not be a dinner plan, that it not be, again, like she said, she can eat the same thing like for weeks at a time. Meanwhile, her boyfriend needs like a very varied menu and like 3 courses and whatever. And so now she has just been tasked with that. Like, that's insane. It's extremely upsetting to watch, because honestly, we can do better. There's no reason why, when a man moves in with you, that he should not immediately start contributing to the household as much as you are going to be. That is not like your role as a woman, especially if you are also working full time and if you are paying half the bills and that man is not even picking up after himself. You need to kick him right back out to wherever he came from, because I don't know how he was living before you came along. That is not a functional human being. That is just a child that's moved into your house. Unless you want to start feeling like you are in a very taboo situation with your boyfriend, then I suggest you kick him back out until he learns how to behave like an adult, so that you can also feel like you are living with an adult. At a certain point, that is just extremely weird and taboo and unattractive, in my opinion. And, you know, this obviously is not the first video that I've ever seen of a woman being like, help, my boyfriend's moved in with me and now I have to do everything and I don't have any time for myself. This is why you have the boyfriend effect versus the girlfriend effect. Because somebody is getting cooked for, getting their laundry done for them, getting thoughtful gifts, help improve their life, probably improving their health and fitness. Who is that usually? It's the guy. That's why he has a glow up immediately in a relationship, right? Like somebody's now buying his clothes. Somebody's now like telling him how to do his hair. Somebody now has an eye. Somebody has a
Yeah, and somebody's doing all of that stuff, and he's probably looking outside and not even appreciating all of that. And he's feeling entitled, because this is the thing. This is another thing they feel entitled to when they come into a relationship like this. If you become a doormat, they're gonna gladly walk all over you. If you willingly, let me just say this, if you become in any stage of your relationship, you become a doormat, let me tell you something. Especially many of these broke men will happily walk all over you. They will walk all over you. Now, I'm going to bring up this other video of this guy over here talking about, you know, he's talking about how his friends are, why all of his guy friends are single right now, you know, and talking about what they're waiting for. You know, we're gonna get into that. Let me just bring that video up here. Let me bring the video up here. I would have finished this video, but she's talking for a long time, so I'm just gonna go over here. So this guy over here talking about how his guy friends are not dating.
Most of my guy friends are single right now, and this is why. And no one's really talking about this, by the way. I don't know if people are afraid to say it out loud because they're afraid how it sounds, but whatever, I'm going to say it. They are worried that the girl that they could get right now is nowhere near as good as the one that they could get in a couple of years. Because the guys I'm talking about, my friends, they're hustlers. They're getting after it. They're working their asses off. They're building their prestige in their career. They're also studs too, right? They're good looking dudes and they're just genuine people. And so in their mind, they're thinking not only would a girl be kind of a distraction right now, but the girl that they could get right now is nowhere near as good as the one that they could get in 5 years, when they're richer, when they're more successful, when they're more established. And it's actually a really valid way of thinking. I saw some other girl's TikTok and she was saying something similar about her friend in New York. And when I saw that, I was like, wait, my friends think the same way. So it's almost a little worrisome because there's this whole group of guys that are just getting after it. And then they're expecting when they hit like 30 years old that there's going to be this pool of women just waiting for them. And so because these guys have been grinding and working on themselves and sacrificing for the last couple of years, their standard is going to be really high for girls. And to be honest, I don't even know if there are girls like that out there. No, I'm just...
Boy, first of all, he's talking about the standards are going to be really high. What? No. You guys been playing with me out here on this app. I swear to God, some people be playing with me out here. What standards? First of all, what standards? Let me tell you something. I'm happy that they're walking, that there are young men out there walking. Let me tell you something, because that is how it's supposed to be. They're walking so that they can provide. Let's not forget. They're saying so that they can meet the top tier. Let me tell you something. They're going to meet a girl that they really, really like, the kind of girl that they would go for in the first place. You see? So he's out here. They're out here being single so that they can focus on their work. Why? Why are they focusing on their work? What did he say? He said so that they can meet a top tier girl. And their standards are going to be high. I'm like, sometimes they talk about the standards of a thing. I'm like, what are you going to do? Go out of Earth and try to date an alien because the women on Earth are not reaching your standards anymore? Like, do it, please. I get it. You want to find a girl that you actually like. And I understand it. And this is what I've been telling ladies. They will work very hard to find a woman that they actually like, to go after the women that they actually like. But this is the thing. We all know some of these men have this mentality, and some of them never change. They be like this. Some of them be in their 50s and still think they can get a better woman. Because of a better woman, they're doing all of this. So some of them will be out here thinking they can get a better woman. There is always a better woman, especially if they have not accomplished what they want to accomplish in life. If they feel that they have not reached the stage financially that they want to be, there is always if you date a broke man, a middle class man, any man at all that cannot fully provide, let me tell you something. Any man at all that will ask you to be in a 50-50 relationship, or any man that cannot fully by himself provide for everything, there is always gonna be a better woman than you. And when that time comes, he's gonna show it to you. He's gonna show you. He is gonna show you. Yeah.
About that. I know they are out there, but there's definitely not as many as the amount of guys that are hustling right now. That's a fact. Because I'm looking around at all the other girls my age, and they're all having a great time, like traveling, getting flown out by people on yachts, on jets, backstage at concerts.
On yacht, on stage. He wishes he was one of them girls that was being flown on yacht. Yeah, he's gonna say that later on. He wishes he was one of them girls that were being flown on yacht. Yeah. And he wishes he can fly a girl on yachts too. But this is the thing. The ones that are looking for the women of their dreams, some of them are out here really working hard. But there are some pygmies out here that will go sit around with some men like that and take the bullshit and clean their house and become their maid and their cleaners and not see the red flag that you are slaving away in this house. This man just trying to get himself together so that he can go after the women in the finish line. And whatever you're doing in here in his life, that's on you.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If I was a hot girl, I'd be doing the same thing. But being in the space that I'm in right now, I've never seen so many young guys working on themselves at once. And I don't think there's that many girls out there doing the same thing.
Yeah, because you are not the prize. Like I said before, men are not the prize. What did I say? You are not the prize. Because if you were the prize, you would not be chasing after women. You'll be waiting for women to chase after you. You'll be standing in the bar and waiting for a woman to approach you. But this is the thing. You know that if you stand at that, this is the thing. If you stand at that bar, you will stand there forever. In fact, the women that you want will never approach you. Never approach you. So you have to go to them. That's the funny thing. That's why when I see I'm the prize, and I see a woman pursuing a man, I'm like, girl, you are not the kind of girl. You are not the girl for him. You are not the girl he's looking for. You might be the one he's managing for now, but if you chase after a man, it is sure that you are not his kind of girl. You are not. It's the fact that he wants to be on the yacht too. And this is the thing. This is the length. Let me tell you, ladies, something. This is the length that a lot of men will go to achieve their dream woman. This is the length that they would go to work very, very hard, because they know that the kind of women that they're envisioning in their men have a vision in their head of the kind of women that they want. They envision the kind of women that they want to be with. So if they have it in their mind and they know that woman will not look at them with their behind, unless they have the bag, they are going to put themselves to work. They are going to put themselves to work to make sure that they can impress that woman. So that they can impress that woman and, show her that they have a lot to provide. And she does not have anything to be afraid of. But a man that does not really like you like that, he doesn't care. In fact, he will ask you for house rent. Yeah, he will ask you for grocery money. Because he doesn't care. Like, I'm going to say this. Man, when a man wants a woman, he can go so far as destroying a woman's relationship, marriage, even. Like I saw this Reddit post over here of of these guys reading a Reddit post, a video of these guys reading a Reddit post of a guy talking about how he destroyed his colleague, his female colleague's marriage. He destroyed it because he wanted her. I was like, this is demonic. Charlie, let me bring that video up in here. Let me bring it up in here. Where is it?
Tell my Muslim coworker, a 29-year-old woman, that I was behind her divorce.
I'm sorry.
What?
Throwaway account for obvious reasons. I'm an asshole. I work in New York City for a financial firm. My colleague is a Muslim woman who works in the same department. It all started about a year ago. She joined our firm as a financial analyst. She is Asian. Also, it was her first time working in New York City. I really need these things to be relevant. I initially had no feelings for her. For the most part, she and I would talk regarding work, chat for a bit, small talk, and go about our day. 2 months after she joined, our team came to know about her birthday, which is how I know her age, and we all celebrated it in a cafe. It was her birthday that I realized that I am falling for her. Oh, God. She is genuinely the most calmest and innocent person I've ever come across. Her birthday speech made me realize that people have so many struggles and yet overcome those to be able to make a name for themselves. Anyway, the next day, she brought us all some Asian food she cooked as a gratitude. It was food for like 10 to 15 people, and I couldn't fathom she cooked for those many people. I asked...
Let me just stop that. Let me just stop him over there. So he couldn't fathom that she cooked for that many people. First of all, first thing he's seeing is the labor, the free labor. He's like, damn, this woman out here cooking for 15 people. She could be doing all the cooking for me. She could be doing all this cooking for me. But let's continue. But the funny part of it is, in this Reddit video, she actually said her husband actually did help her out while she was doing all of this. And then he got more jealous because it's like, why is that guy over there? Free labor, people.
Asked her how she managed to cook for such a large group, which is when she said her husband helped her. Never in my life was I as heartbroken as I was that day.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? So at first he was in love with her. Oh my God, she cooked for 15 people. Labor. When he heard that the husband helped, he's all of a sudden heartbroken. Okay, all right. He's saying that, let me tell you something. It's not the fact that he's in love with this woman. He just wanted to destroy this woman's marriage. He wanted to destroy this woman's happy marriage. There is a man in the house that is helping you too. How dare you? I loved you the first time because I had you cook for 15 people. Oh my. Why would he even help you? You know what? I'm going to take my petty ass and destroy your relationship. Let's go.
I don't know why I couldn't control my anger and tears, just abruptly left the conversation and went back to my desk. I started digging into her personal life, got to know about her husband, who also works in another financial firm. I had a friend working in the same company as her husband. Day by day, I went miserable. I didn't know what to do. So I made up a story about her having an affair with me so the husband would leave her. I asked my friend to say this. My friend had no idea I was lying. He thought I was...
Boy. Boy. Damn. Woo. Oh, I mean, what? How terrible. Jesus Christ. Not even his friend knew that he was lying all this while. Goodness Christ, man.
speaking the truth. My friend told her husband about our affair. Obviously, he flipped. Next day, she came to work calmly again. She walked up to my desk. I was shitting bricks, by the way. She said someone is bad-mouthing us, asked me to be careful, and apologized for my name being dragged with her name. I literally felt like a shit person. She didn't even for a second think that I was behind all this. I controlled my feelings for her. I kept seeing every single day, but I felt like shit for doing that to her. After about 8 months, she invited us all for dinner at a restaurant. She was moving to Big Four. One of my coworkers asked why her husband wasn't present. She said they had been separated for 6 months. There was so much sadness in that answer, but she just handled it and enjoyed the dinner with us. Later, her best friend at work told me upon asking 1,000 times that her husband left her after knowing about some affair she had. I feel like shit, and you all can abuse me, but I want to genuinely help and make things right. I don't know where to start or what to do, but I love her. I know this for sure. A part of me wants her to
Let me just say this. He doesn't love her. He just wanted to destroy her perfect life and her perfect marriage. He saw her first as somebody that can help him. When he heard, oh, she cooked for 15 people, all of a sudden he fell in love. And then when she said her husband helped her, he said his crazy heart broke. And I'm like, no, you just saw this woman happy in her marriage and you just wanted to destroy it. That is just wicked.
her divorce to happen so I can propose to her and marry her. But also, I have never felt this miserable about myself. I don't know what I was hoping to achieve by all this, but I feel miserable. Should I tell her the truth? There was no reason for him to say she was Muslim or Asian. It had no bearing on the story. It had no bearing on the story. I was waiting to be like, what's the purpose of adding that stuff?
He is just jealous and bitter. And let me tell you something. This is the thing. This is why I said there are some men out here that will go to a crazy, wicked length to pursue a woman. And this is one of them. He just destroyed her whole marriage. Everything done. Homegirl getting divorced. He's just jealous that somebody else is with this beautiful woman, and also that she had a mutual relationship. Just for him to have this woman, he destroyed her whole marriage. Everything gone so that he can propose to her and marry her. This is what I always say, ladies. If a guy really likes you, although this is so wicked, I hope she finds out and kick his ass. I hope that she finds out and kick his ass. Because that's just devilish. Like homegirl was doing fine. You had to go ruin our whole marriage. What's wrong with you? This is the thing. Men will ruin other people's relationship just so that they can center themselves. So that they can try to squeeze themselves into. If they see you, both of you, you and your partner, you two are being too happy, they will try to squeeze themselves in there. Either they will go through the man to try to destroy that relationship and tell him all kind of lies about you, or they will come to you and try to break up that relationship. Let me tell you something. Even as I am here in my own relationship over here, I'm not gonna lie and be like, yeah, there are not people that would try, even men that would try to destroy mine. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've been in that situation where, somebody that you think that maybe is a colleague or somebody that is very, very close to your hobby is trying to make a pass on you. He's telling you how pretty you are. And at first it's like a compliment. You're like, thank you. Before you know, it's more and more and more and more advanced. And before you know, if you're like, I don't want that, some of them will not even stop. Some of them will not even stop. Let me just say it. So when I'm like, ladies, you don't need to accept dust bucket. Any man that is out here being a dusty is not a must for you to be with that man. If he does not have his financial things together, no. It's like this lady over here. I'm going to bring another video over here. There was this lady that was talking about this, and she was talking about men always complaining that women need resources. And I'm like, yeah, of course women need resources. Of course women need resources. How is she going to take care of the kids? Or you want her children to be poor and impoverished, in poverty? No, she doesn't want that. Normally, when I see women going after wealth, I know that most of the time they're doing it for the generations to come. They're trying to do it for their children. They're trying to make sure that their kids are raised up in a very good situation, in a privileged style, and not in the impoverished poverty, position. They don't want that. And I will never be that woman that would tell women to date a man just because love is blind. I will tell you, does he have his bag? If he doesn't have the bag, keep it pushing, sister, because at the end of the day, your children are gonna be who is gonna suffer this whole thing. Your kids are gonna be the ones to suffer if that man doesn't have his shit together. So let me see, where is this other video?
Now, who keeps saying how women only want resources. We are in 2024. Nobody, with inflation this high, nobody is popping out kids, doing all this, that, and the third. Some people are, but a lot of women are not popping out kids and doing everything under the sun just for a man not to be able to take care of them. It's some women out there who are gladly doing that, but women with common sense are not. So, of course, before she pop out some kids, he better have some resources. Like, I'm confused as I want women to date men who don't have resources. But in the same breath, you wouldn't want your daughters to date men who did not have resources. Back in the old days, men literally would give their daughters to the man who had the most resources. Nobody ain't laying up and having 4 and 5 kids and they buy. And the birth rates will continue to plummet. And the men will still go through this male loneliness epidemic until they get it.
Girl. Girl, the thing is, the ones that are out here talking about I need me a woman are just looking for women to step on their backs and use you and use your resources and tell you to pay 50-50 just for tomorrow if they make it in life for you to be the rock, the carpet, and the floor. The end of the day, they're gonna tell you all this stuff I built on my own. You did not do anything other than stay at home. Yeah, they're gonna tell you had a privileged life. So this is another video over here. Let me see. Of this man giving his thought. So I'm just gonna bring a man over here so that he can talk about this. He giving his thought about when men are out here talking about gold diggers. Ladies, if you hear a man talking about gold diggers, you better know that man has no gold to dig. Seriously. Seriously, I'm not joking with you. He got no gold to dig.
Oh, she's a gold digger, bro. She just wants you for your money. Ah, so what? No shit. What should they do? Do you think that they should date you for all the untapped potential you imagine you have? And I also just think it's weird that you don't want to pay expensive stuff for your woman. Personally, I like women with nice taste. So when they're out in the world or by my side, that's a representation of me. So if she looks good, she's put together, she's got the bag, she's got the earrings, she's got the necklace, whatever, that makes me look good. She's driving around a nice car through the city and people know that that's, oh shit, that's his girl. That's dope. I like that. So I don't understand why people are complaining. And what should you do? What's the alternative? Should you have a sports car and your wife is driving around a Toyota Corolla? What is it? What do you want? Of course they want to eat off your plate, and you should want that for them. What are you upset about?
Let me just add this. The ones that are upset, the ones that are in that position that have that money and are upset that they're paying anything for their women, always look at those women. Look at those women that they are upset about. You will always notice that those women are the Barbara the Builders. The one, I was always there when he started his company. I was there when he was low and down. Those men that are always upset about paying anything for women like that and they made it in life, there are those men that they don't see those women like they're the kind of women that they imagine themselves being with. So of course they're gonna let you drive on that Toyota Corolla. Yeah, they're gonna let you drive on that because you are not the kind of woman that they want. You were the one that they had no choice. They had no other choice than to be with. And for the men that are out here crying about the gold diggers, they ain't got no gold, ladies. They ain't got no gold. They don't have any gold. They have no gold to give. And if you see a wealthy man out here that is not spending on his wife, most of the times is because he does not see that woman. He does not love that woman. He doesn't. He probably have side chicks all over everywhere. And he's spreading the money on the side chicks. Yeah, he's spreading that money. He doesn't. And one day he's probably going to meet another girl that he really, really likes. And he's going to stop having side chicks. Let me tell you this. He's going to stop having side chicks. And he's going to kick out of the former wife. And watch what he's going to do for the next wife. Watch how he's going to spoil her. Yeah. And that's why when I see some people, I've seen women that, have been there for men, build a man up. And then when the man leaves them and get a second wife, all of a sudden he bought the second wife a new car. All of a sudden he bought her a new house. And I've seen the first wives sit out here and cry and be like, I helped this man. And he had not even for once thought about buying any of these things for me. It's because he thinks you don't deserve it. He thinks you are not worthy of those things. He does not see you as a woman that deserves any of those, lady. They don't see you as like, this is the thing. That's why when they say women should lower their expectation, I'm like, girl, you better not try that nonsense. You better not try that nonsense when it comes to relationship. Because if you lower your expectation, if you lower your bars, they're going to think that, yeah, you are not a kind of woman. They're going to think that you are not that classy woman. If you give a weak man a chance, a broke man a chance, he's going to think that you are made for broke men. You get me? If you give a broke man a chance, he's going to think the only man that you can get are broke men. He's going to think the only man that you can ever get a broke man. You can't do better than him. So that's why I always tell ladies, don't give him a chance. No. He out here asking for, no, we don't do chances. No, don't give him a chance. Tell him to go find a woman that is going to give him a chance. Or tell him to go make money. And when he does make money, he can come back or something. Yeah. I'm going to tell you guys a story. Like, I've been there. I've had, people that were close to me. There was this girl back when I was back in my country. And this guy was pursuing her the whole 9 years. And he was broke. This is real story, by the way. He was broke. He was very broke. And he would pursue this girl from heaven to earth. And this girl would be like, no, I don't want you. Because she always followed this man that had money. And people, he would always come to the girl and be like, tomorrow I will have money. I have a dream, stuff and that. I have plans for my future. Homegirl didn't care. She said, go make your money. And when you make the money, you can come back. Tell me why this man went and made money. When he made the money, he had a girlfriend. There was a struggling girlfriend that he had, and the struggling girlfriend had children for him. So while this man was struggling to get his money, he had a woman on his side that was helping him to struggle. At the end of the day, when he got to the stage where he think he had enough money to, fly somebody with a private jet, homeboy decided he was going to go back to that girl from the street before that said she didn't want him. The girl that told him to go make money. And you know what he said after he got married to the one that kicked him out and said she doesn't want him? He said she motivated him to go and make money. You cannot make this shit up. Like, they will find excuse upon excuse to, as long as you are the one that they don't care. You can tell them to go and work in the construction company and make sure that they come home with money. They're going to go over there, they're going to work, and they're going to come home with that money. So, like I said before, so this was true story. He went over there, made his money, had a girlfriend that was sticking by him. Barbara the Builder, I'm going to stand with you, Felicia. And the end of the day, homeboy made money. Didn't even look at her and the kids. Homeboy moved back to the girl that had rejected him many years ago. married her, and told people that she gave him the motivation to go and make money. Not the woman that was struggling with him. Not the Felicia, I'ma hold you. Not the Felicia, I'ma staying with you. Not the Barbara, the builder, I'm gonna build for you. Nah. He did not say anything good about his ex-wife and the kids. All he said was that woman was giving him headache. That woman reminds him of tough times. That he would talk about what that woman did when they got in an argument. If they had an argument or a fight, he would talk badly about that woman every time. Because let's not forget, when he was with the other woman with the kids, he had no money. He had absolutely nothing. So of course, they're gonna be arguments about financial topics, and the woman was also bringing money into the house because he had nothing. She was helping him, most of the time to build his stuff. And at the end of the day, what did he do? He left that woman, go marry the woman that told him that she doesn't want him, he should go make money. And then told the whole world that the one that did not want him in the first place was the one that made him motivated to go make money. Isn't that crazy? Yes, it is. Now, let me bring up this other video over here because we still got a lot I still got a lot of video to show you guys. Let me see. Which one of me am I going to pick next? So this video over here is talking about men not changing. Let me just bring this video over here because I still have a lot to go. We still have a lot.
Is why. And no one's really talking.
Okay, this is another wonderful lady actually responding to this guy. But I liked her take, so I'm going to let her talk about it for a while.
Talking about this, by
I have a lot of issues with this argument, and I'm not saying he's wrong. He's absolutely right. It's just the fact that men think like this is what I have issues with. Because, well, he is wrong about one thing, and that's the main thing I'm upset about. When these guys who act like this and have this mindset that in a few years down the road, they'll, be better off, they'll have more money, they'll have more to offer, so they'll get a better woman than they can get right now. When these guys hit their 30s, even their 40s, they're still acting like that. They don't stop. Once you get in that mindset, it's very hard to get out of it. Like, girls, how many men do we know who are in their mid-30s who literally will not get married and still talk like this? Like, I've only ever dated guys in their 30s. Like, since I was 20, only ever dated guys 30s and up. And they're all still like this. It doesn't go away. They still think that they can get a better woman later when they make more money. By the time you're 33 years old, you probably are at where you're going to be for the rest of your life. It's a good indicator. There are some people who make it late, but that is the few and the far between, which is why people start to freak out and get nervous. And but men especially constantly live in this.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. When she was talking about this, I brought this topic out because there are also women that talk like this, and I'm gonna say this to you ladies. Yeah, this is the thing. She said she was dating guys in their 30s and 40s, and I'm gonna just ask what was the financial stability of these guys? Because she's like, oh, there are some of them that are up to this age and they don't make it, and they still have this mindset. My question is, why are you with these guys that have this mindset in the first place? Why are you with men that think they're gonna find a better woman? And you've dated probably people like this before. It's crazy. So I'm gonna say this: if pick-me's like it, I love it for you. If you are a woman that would date a man that have nothing, I love it for you. I'm not gonna be out here trying to convince you for nothing. No, you're gonna have to convince yourself. I'm just gonna put the words out here. Now I understand that she's trying to say that many of these men that try to have this mindset, they never end. It never ends for them because they will always try to make more money. Therefore, they're always in the same situation. But it's giving a little bit. It's giving she's trying to, burn that bridge and be like, ladies, they're gonna be broke all the time. And I'm like, yeah, if they're broke, you don't answer them. But I get where she's coming, but at the same time, I'm like, girl, I understand that you're talking about he's not wrong, and then later on you say he's wrong. No, he's not wrong. He's right in the sense that if they do make that money, they're not gonna look at you. He's right in that part. He's right in that part. If they do make that money, girl, they're not gonna look at you. They're gonna go for the woman that they actually want. That is in the sense that she was right. I didn't want to bring that video up, but you know what? It just came up, so I just let it play. Let me bring up another video over here that I actually wanted to play. So let me see. Could we play this one? Okay, I'm looking for one. There was one that I'm really looking for, of a woman talking about she went on a date, and the guy was talking about his other girlfriend in something. So, but you know what? Let me bring up this other video over here. I'm gonna search for that one. Let me bring another video over here of a guy that got mad because his girlfriend wanted to work.
He just really badly wants to game.
So imagine that as a woman, especially this is the thing for women. You dating a broke man, he does not have anything other than play video games all day. And you're putting up with him and his 50-50 lifestyle. Of course, he's gonna act like this. He's gonna act like this. Because let me tell you something, people that are rich, I'm not saying rich men or men that are wealthy do not play video games, but it's very uncommon. It's very uncommon. Let me say this, it's very uncommon for you to see men that have money, that are responsible for companies, to have, whenever they have the time, they go out like for cinemas or for dinner, just going out and enjoying life and spending their time outside or indoors with their family, eating and drinking. But it's very difficult to see a very wealthy man sitting down and playing video games all day. I'm gonna just say I've not seen it. I'm not. And if they do, maybe once in a while, but it's hard for me to see it. Nah.
When it's your boyfriend's birthday and he just really badly wants to game, you ask him nicely to stop being so loud because you work from home. Can't have people hearing him yelling and screaming and cussing.
Well, gulag callouts don't necessarily make for a soothing Zoom call aesthetic, so that makes sense.
So you eventually unplug his computer from the Wi-Fi router because you've just fucking had enough and you're sick of asking him to respect you.
I am more nervous than a sailor at sea who forgot his spinach.
So he decides to smash all of his gaming stuff and destroy the walls and then blame it on me.
Befuddled heel click! There were actually some like-minded wall assaulters defending this grown man in the comments. Well, shake the sheetrock off your mitts and listen to this follow-up story. It's long, so I'll summarize it. Both of these two were alcoholics. Lauren healed, and he didn't approve, so he kept drinking to repress unhealed trauma that he didn't want to work on. She ignored the red flags and tried to mend him. He didn't want it, and it led to a breaking point, literally. She got a restraining order right after this incident and left the relationship. Look, I've needed wake-up calls before. Maybe this will be one for him, for the sake of himself, his loved ones, and his, well, belongings.
So this is what a lot of women that are, in this kind of relationship always get into. They always get into all this irresponsible, get into relationship with man toddlers, man child. And at the end of the day, man child is not going to respect you because at the end of the day, you let him stay over there and misbehave and play video games instead of being a man and going out and doing what he's supposed to do, like his other peers. Now, there is this other one of a girl talking about she dated a guy and he started being rude and she finally left him. Because this is the thing, some of them will come after you just for them to destroy your life or just use you for your resources.
Positive. Essentially, when I was 23, I got into this 8-month-long relationship with this guy, and I thought he was wonderful and I thought he was great. But then towards the end of our relationship, he started not being mean, but like not nice. And I'm kind of sensitive to that kind of stuff because I was studying in his apartment one day and he came home and he like slammed these flowers he got for me on the table. And I was like, why would you slam that? And also, why would you not get a vase? It was very rude. So then we broke up. And then he was like, no, wait, I'm bipolar. I'm actually going through a lot of stuff. The long and the short of it is he actually made up that diagnosis, like fake going to the doctor, fake talking about it with his family because he had been cheating on me pretty much the entire time and I hadn't caught on to it. Because I think I'm not like a suspicious person, something that, didn't work in my favor in that situation. And he thought I would find out. So when he eventually revealed that he'd been cheating on me, he was like, oh, but I had a manic episode. I still left him. And then he spent the next 7 to 8 months. Like we had been broken up longer than we've been together at that point, trying to convince me that I was not being supportive of his mental health and not supporting a black man's mental health, and then like faking all these inpatient things. And I think if I hadn't blocked him, still to this day, he would be trying to get back together under the guise of like, oh, I'm bipolar, until one day he let it slip that actually he had just made the whole thing up. So if that's what all the men in this area are like, I don't even have a positive thing to say. Good luck. You need it. Bonus, despite doing all of this, he would maintain that I'm not a good woman because I never, ever, ever considered taking him back. I wear that like a badge of pride. I only ever had one.
So I'm gonna say this. Good for her that she left that relationship immediately, because first of all, he was trying you, girl. He was trying you. It started with him being mean because he really doesn't like you like that. Let's not forget, he doesn't like you like that, and he just want to show you his bad behavior. Is that phase is the beginning phase of stupidity, of him bringing pain into your life. Because if you would have let that slide, girl, he would have treated you like trash. He would have treated you like trash. It's a good thing that you caught that quickly. Because some women stay in relationships like that thinking, oh, he's going to change. It just happened one time. And at the end of the day, it didn't just happen one time. Now, this is another label that women go through. Let me just bring another label over here, especially for these men that are always talking about women don't do anything. This woman over here came out to social media talking about her husband doesn't clean. Let me see. Where is she over here? Where is she?
This is for next time you're crying to yourself because you live alone. This was all left out by your husband because he literally doesn't give a f about you. Okay? He doesn't put anything back because of his ADHD bullshit, and he does not pick up after the kids or make the kids pick up after themselves. He expects that you're going to do it for him. So next time you get sad because you're lonely and on your own, you need to remember that it's better when you are. He literally does not give a f about you. Otherwise, this would not look like this.
Men, this is absolutely unacceptable. And what made me mad about this video is I saw that game controller. I'm all about decompressing. But when you're...
Yeah, he gaming. I'm gonna start. See, ladies, if you find a guy that like gaming a lot, maybe there is something about these gaming guys over here. I understand some people game to get money, but there is always something that don't feel right with men that game a lot, that, surround their life with total gaming. I'm a gamer, and their whole personality is surrounded by gaming. Something is always wrong with those kind of guys. Like, I look at them and I'm like, something not right with you. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me and my bias. But, as a grown man, I think you should be more focused, because let me tell you something. My partner over here goes to work, works all day, come home. Let me tell you what he does. He comes home, he takes a shower, he eats, and watch the news. And before you know, he goes to sleep. He goes to sleep. And on the weekends, let's say on the days that he have time to spend with us at home, we normally would go out to a restaurant, a bar, or travel to another state, enjoy ourselves, go to another country, because, it's Europe over here. The countries are very close. Go to Italy or somewhere, enjoy our life, walk around the beach, go to nice restaurants. That's why I say, I have not met any guy that is wealthy in my life that plays video game 24/7 of their life. I have never. I'm going to say that again. I have never met a wealthy man that sits around at home playing video games. And I understand that might be my own bias, but I have not. That is my own experience. I have not. I've not met any very responsible man that is out here playing video games. And it's like all these video game guys like to behave this way. Because let me also remind you, ladies, it is in that community to degrade women. Let's not forget. In the video game community, I've heard a lot of swear words, men cussing women out, calling them all the BICTH word, just disrespectful in full force. I've heard people like, you go to YouTube to watch the video, you're like, the vulgar language alone just turns you off, and you're like, I don't even have time to watch all this nonsense. Believe me. So now I'm gonna see which of the other video is remaining, because I think I still have two or three videos to go. So this is another video of this girl talking about, this is the if you love it, if you like it, I love it video. I'm just gonna call it this way. These are the if you love it, I like it video. I love it for you video. So this girl over here talking about how her girlfriend, came to her for help about her man, and she was trying to give her advice. And let me just bring it up here.
Her boyfriend got into a fight, so as her punishment, he got to download Tinder and swipe through other girls and ask them out on dates while she was forced to watch in silence for 3 days. And as you guys know, I've never been in a relationship before, which I honestly think is a huge superpower whenever my friends come to me with their relationship problems, because it allows me to analyze the situation from a unique perspective. My friend was telling me about her Tinder punishment, and I was like, believe it or not, you don't have to put up with that. I was like, you're so patient and forgiving. There's so many people out there who would never take advantage of that, who will give you the respect you deserve to them. And she was like, oh yeah, if there's so many men out there who can do that, where's yours? I was like, she grabbed me by the jugular.
I give it to you. You got me there. Right. So
I was like, ooh, my bad, I forgot. You're not wrong. You're right about that. So carry on. Carry on. The bar is in hell.
Girl, I'll be like, I tell you the truth. The fact that she's like, where's your man? I'm like, what? She asks you about your man. Why is she coming to you? See, this is the thing. There are always some women out here that are always in crisis all the time. And then you try to help. They're like, that is why I say, if you love it, if you like it, I love it for you. Now, this is another video over here of another lady talking about this whole crazy, relationship things that have been happening out here. Let me just bring this video up here. Where is it? Okay. Where is it? Okay, here. So we got 2 more videos to go before we stop.
You through for 29 years straight. I can't believe you still have the strength to smile. This was posted by somebody named Big Bank ATL. I don't know who this guy is. This is the sickest thing that I have ever heard. But like the other girlies have been saying, we all got the memo. If y'all like it, I love it. This commentary is for the ones that don't want to be on the receiving end of posts like this. This is absolutely gross. This goes back to a video that I think I did this summer where I told y'all some of these men want to purposely break you. And when they can't, they are amazed, and not in a good way. An ex of mine said the same thing. He was giddy to have the thought that maybe he broke me, but he didn't. They are sick, and stay clear and stay safe.
Now, I'm going to just give my thoughts on this. If he's trying to break you, leave. Don't give him a child. Leave. I don't know. Some women be acting as if he unsuccessfully, if he doesn't succeed in breaking you, you're the champion. It's a badge of honor. No, it's not. No, it's not. Don't give him a child. Don't give him the time all day. If he's trying to break you, he's not somebody that likes you. You should move. Move out of the way. Leave and not give him children. Don't be out here giving people children that don't like you. Goodness. Now we got the second to the last video over here. Let me go over there and bring it up here. This lady, I think you guys, everyone out here, you probably have come across her videos on TikTok. She talked about a date that she went to. I'm like, girl, I mean, her story was juicy. And I absolutely liked it. I was like, girl, This is what happened to you. So let me just bring up a video over here.
Not real people anymore. I believe they are fictitious creatures of our imagination, and this is some way, somehow, a mass hallucination that we are all partaking in. We're introduced by a mutual friend, and she thought both of our energies would mesh well together, probably because we're both business oriented, and I could see why she thought that, but I'd like for her to not think again. Long story short, we go out to dinner, we're having a conversation, we're kind of getting to know each other. At some point, we start talking about our dating history, so I tell him a little bit about mine. He begins to tell me a story about how he bought a cat and a dog for his ex-girlfriend because her parents died maybe when she was like 18, 19, something like that, and ever since then, she's refused to live alone. She can't live alone. And so she's always lived with somebody. When they started dating, maybe 3 months after, her lease was up. So he was like, let's move in. And he put everything in his name. I already started smelling the red flags because he pulled a tell me if I'm the asshole. Anytime a man goes, tell me if I'm the asshole, I'm 1,000% already on the girl side. It's it. You don't even have to say anything.
Girl, we already know he's the asshole. Just by him talking about he put everything on his name, I'm like, boy, say what now? Okay, let's continue this story because she went on a date with this guy, by the way, and this is why I always tell ladies, let them talk. Don't be doing the talking. Men talk, and they will talk themselves into problems, and they will talk themselves into exposing themselves. Let them talk. Don't be doing the talking when you go on a date with a man. Let him tell you about himself. Let him tell you about himself. He's the best.
Tells me he got the cat and the dog because she had really bad anxiety and he was starting to travel a lot for work and didn't want to leave her home alone. So he says a day before they were supposed to drive up for her best friend's wedding, they get into an argument. I ask him over what. He says because she's thinking about the fact all her friends are getting married. They've been dating for 3 years. So she's asking him, how do you feel about marriage? He said he can tell that he was just insecure at the time about his finances. So he knows he snapped at her. But he said the argument got really fucking nasty to the point where she decided she was going to ride up with friends. Now they were supposed to be there for like a 7-day thing because they were going to include the bachelor and bachelorette.
Now let me just say this. You guys heard where he said he was bad in his finances. So he knows that financially he was not stable. So in his mindset, that is not because of her friends were getting married and she was not. He thought for himself he was not financially stable. Make it make sense. Let's get into it. So he has been wasting this girl's time. And he knows inside that she is not the one he wants to be married to. He knows because he's expecting to be financially stable so he can go out after those women, the kind of women that he actually wants. And this girl over here is not his dream girl. She is not his dream girl. You see how this is going? Let's continue.
Parties all together. He was a part of the groom's party. She was a part of the bridesmaid's party. This man looks me dead in my face and says, I understand I disrespected her, but her reaction to it I felt was excessive, and not only was it embarrassing, it was a betrayal. So he tells me the next day he puts all of his shit in storage and takes some of it to his brother's house. He takes the dog and the cat to the mother's house and waits about 3 days until somebody reaches back out on the ad that he posted on Facebook, sold the dog, sold the cat, and then paid the landlord extra to break the lease. So when she got back, she'd have nowhere to go. She would be fucking homeless. Bitch, you guessed it. I walked the fuck out. He yelling after me, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm power walking to my car. She's a runner. She's a track star. Baby, I got far as fast as fuck. Do you hear me? You gonna text me since you didn't pay your half in the restaurant. I covered it for you, but you owe me $22.47.
Goodness. Oh, God. Oh, God. He even calling her to ask for $22. Woo! Boy, you called me out of my house and then gave me this shitty story of you mistreating your girlfriend and talking about your financial topic. And then later on, because I couldn't stand your ass, you telling me that I didn't pay for your 20. Boy, if you don't, get out of here. I'm not paying for nothing. Are you insane? Whoa! I would have laughed in his face, be like, you over here crying for $22. Are you serious? $22? Like, no, I'm one of those girls that I'm one of those girls. I'm not mean to women, but I find myself being mean sometimes to men. Like sometimes, not all the time. Like if you say something stupid, I'm gonna laugh at you. No offense. And if you out here crying about $22, $22 in front of me, let me tell you something. I'm one of those women that will be looking at you sideways, laugh, and then ask you, "You crying about?" I'm probably gonna make you feel ashamed of even asking for that money in the first place. Let me tell you, I'm gonna make sure that before you leave, you're gonna feel so much ashamed. The next time when you meet another woman, you'll be afraid to ask for anything back. Like, you serious? Nah, he playing.
Bitch, consider it my inconvenience fee for wasting my time. Before I can even respond to the first text message, he follows up with, and if you're looking to attract a decent man, maybe don't wear such offensive clothing. This is what I wore. The women don't owe you shit shirt. And now I'm gonna get one in every fucking color and wear them on every first date, because if the shirt hurt, it obviously works. It's working as a filtration system, and now I have a theory that I need to test. I need more phrases. That's what I need first. I need more phrases. What phrases do y'all think would work? Put them in the comments section.
Oh, sorry, ladies. I did not notice. I did not notice that, I was talking this time and my microphone was not on. I don't know what was happening. So with the last video, I was just saying, I like that phrase. I feel I need to make some phrases out here also, put it on a t-shirt and put it on my shop over here. Because yeah, he over here talking about he wants her to pay $22. And I'm like, do you think that the money she paid for the taxi to come over here was for free? Like the money just appeared? Nobody worked for that money? Boy, please. Nah. I liked her response for that. And yeah, you know what? So this is the guy. This is the update from the first guy that came out here that took a girl on a date. I don't know if I should put the first video so that I can put this one. You know what? Let me bring up the first video and then we can go on into this crappy update that he came up with, thinking he's smart, talking about, I know the game. I'm like, you don't know nothing. Go make money. Go make money, maybe. Okay, I don't have it here, so we're just gonna go with this one. I think I deleted it.
I got a few things I want to say about what people have been telling me, but I want to address this comment right here because I've been seeing a lot of comments just like it. And what I don't understand is you asked for the date, so you pay. It's not like I'm forcing anybody to go on a date with me. Clearly.
Then why are you asking people on a date? This is the thing. They talk about it's not as if I'm forcing. Some of them will ask you to go on a date with them 3-4 times. I've heard ladies talk about this. Like, they'll be like, I don't have time. And this man will pursue you until you say, okay, I'm going on a date. This is the thing. I always say, do not give losers time. Let me tell you something. Even if they ask you 100 times, block them if possible. If you're on a dating site, remove them from your match. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not entertaining.
We are both 50-50 on the date. She wants to be there just as much as I want to be there. It's not like I'm forcing her to date me or go on a date with me. We both want to be there equally. Therefore, we should split the bill equally. Another thing is just talking about splitting the bill. I've seen a lot of women mad about splitting the bill. You guys don't understand. This is not this is not back in the day where women are the prize anymore. You guys don't understand that yet. Nowadays, women are not like how they used to be, where they just want to be, stay at home moms, cook, clean, take care of the kids.
Yeah, it's even worse because nowadays women do all of that. Let's not forget. So he's talking about women. Nowadays it's even worse because women do all of that. Go to work, do a 9-to-5, get a 9-to-5 job, work all day, come home and do all of that and still pay 50-50. So I get it. It's even worse now. But better for you though, because now you're the prize. Because this is the thing, there are too many pick-me's out here. I'm just gonna call them out. I'm putting this one on pick-me's. Yeah, too many pick-me's out here. Pick me. See, let me tell you something. I understand that marriage is important, but let me tell you something. If you're getting married to a broke man, there is nothing important about that. Your marriage over there, I don't know, that is just for you to say you're married. If you're married to a broke man, I'm just gonna say it, I don't see anything you're benefiting from that marriage. You might as well just date the broke man all your life, because let me tell you something, nothing is there. Now, if you're talking about somebody that got the bag, yeah, marriage is something. Absolutely. That is the kind of marriage that I say marriage is not a piece of paper. But if you're married to a broke man, marriage is a piece of paper for you. You are the label.
It's not like that anymore. It's rare to find a woman that still wants to just do that. So if that's the woman's job, then fine. I'll pay the bills.
I'm gonna just say this. Who made it the woman's job? Who made it the woman's job? Let me tell you something. In those days, even wealthy men, their wives did nothing. Men that had money, their wives did nothing. It was not a woman's job. Those domestic works were mostly made for servants, mostly made for lower class people. So if you didn't have the money, you couldn't afford it. The only people that made it a woman's job were broke men. Broke men couldn't afford a servant, somebody to help them clean, a cleaner. They couldn't pay a domestic worker. So they turned their wives into the domestic workers and told women. Broke men were the one that told women that is your job. So stop projecting. Stop, I hate when men are out here talking about it's a woman's job. No, it's not. Broke men out here came out and be like it's a woman's job because they couldn't afford paying for somebody to come do the cleaning. So stop.
You take care of the house stuff, but that's not how it is anymore. There's barely any women out there that's down to do those things. So now you expect me to help with those things and pay for everything. That makes no sense to me. So if I'm on a date with a girl,
or you could just do it this way. You got the money, instead of you helping, pay someone to come do it. How about that? How about you pay for someone to come and do it? Of course, you don't have the bag for it. Pay for someone to come, and she doesn't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You could pay for someone to come and do it. How about that, so that you don't do it? But no, you just want her to do it. Then talk about it, and then I have to pay. Like some of the times I look at them and I'm like, see, you have to pay. What are you paying for? Groceries? And many of them make I understand that it's not easy nowadays to make money, but there are also a lot of women out here struggling. The economy is not easy. The rich are getting richer, and the poor, I'm just gonna say this, are getting poorer. And that's why as of now, I'm just gonna tell you ladies, I'm going back into school again. I told my hobby, I'm going back to school, and this time I'm trying to go into IT. I'm trying to go into the IT sector, to go learn some things and add to my business and add some more. But this time I want to do it myself. I don't want to employ somebody. I want to know what I'm doing. Now, let me tell you something. If my hobby was a broke man, do you think I'll be able to go back? Do you think I would even have the idea and be like, especially as a mom, and be like, you know what, hobby, I want to go back to school because I feel like, do you think I would have that? No. Because if he's a broke man, he would have told me, no, you are not going to school, stay over here and take care of me and my kids and my dusty years. No, he would not let me do that. But somebody that is not broke understand. He will tell you, yes, I support you. What do you need? What do you need? And he pays for it too. Do you know how much it costs him to pay for me to go back in there? He's not out here crying. But this is the thing. That's why when I hear men out here crying about I pay the bills, and I'm like, close your mouth. I know a man that pays bills and he's not out here making noise. He's not making any kind of noise.
And she's not willing to go half with me on a meal. Y'all talking about, oh, appetizer, he's broke, he's broke, he's broke. Are you that broke that you're offended that you have to split this bill? Are you that broke? Like, do you just...
Yeah, you are that broke. You are so broke that you didn't ask her if she planned anything. You just call and disrespectful too. Not only are you broke, but you're disrespectful. You don't care how people spend their time. You don't care if that person was planning on going out that week and paying for anything. You're all of these guys, all of that thing. All of what I'm just saying. It's very disrespectful because he couldn't respect her time management or respect the fact that maybe she didn't just want to go out that time and pay for anything. And him inviting her makes him responsible for paying for the bill. Let me tell you something. If it was a woman like me, I would have left you over there, not paying nothing. The restaurant would have held you. Let me tell you something. I would have not paid. I would have told them, you called me, you invited me. I would have made a show in that restaurant. Everybody would have looked at you and I would have just left. I would have called the Uber and left you there and teach you a lesson so that next time you don't invite women without asking them if they are going to be paying for themselves. And ladies, just for you not to embarrass yourself out here, always ask these men out here online, if you are still on the online dating thing, ask them if they are paying for the date, if they are inviting you. Do not just expect them to pay. Do not just think that they're going to pay, because it's like nowadays they are not even paying and they're just coming out here and talking about this nonsense. Ask them from the start, are you paying for the date? If they ask you to go on a date, ask them immediately. You should not be ashamed. Ask them, are you paying? And if they say no, now that issue is resolved.
Expect me to pay for everything and handle everything financially? No, you need to have some independence about yourself too. So that's pretty much my point. If you're not gonna do, what women should do, which doesn't exist anymore, then sorry, you gotta go 50-50. Oh, another thing. What you guys don't understand is I know the game, right? So let's say I pay for the first meal. All right, let's go on a second date. I pay for the second date. All right, let's go on the third day. I pay for the third day. Everything's going well, of course, yeah, because I'm paying. But had we gonna have the first date, we probably wouldn't even be talking anymore. So to me, that says a lot about who you are. But since...
No, it says a lot about you, because it sounds like you're trying to tell her, I'm going to expect you to bring 50-50 to the house. But I have a mindset, and let's not forget, he already is out here talking rubbish and talking about how women in those days clean, which means if you get in a relationship with this dude, it does not matter if you pay 50-50, you're going to be doing domestic labor too. Yeah. So he's just bringing this to gaslight you. Like women in those days, did you marry her? He's talking as if you already married this woman. You asked her on a date. Is she living with you? You asked her to waste her time and come and meet a total stranger and spend time with a total stranger. Meanwhile, she could have been at home with her friends or Netflix and chilling. She wasted that time for nothing, just to come and meet a total ungrateful stranger. Yeah. I bet you'll be getting a lot of dates from now after you did this thing over here.
let's just say hypothetically, since I'm paying first date, second date, third date, fourth date, when does it end? Am I paying for every single date, or do I pay for 5 dates? You pay for 1, then I pay for 5 more. For every 5 that I pay for, you pay for 1. When does it end? Like, to me, I'm setting a precedent. The first date, if I'm paying for the full thing, that's what you're gonna expect of me. And whenever I don't do that, then that's when you guys stop talking, ghost, whatever. You're broke, blah, blah, blah. But I don't understand how you can call somebody broke, but are mad that they're asking you to go half. So to me, I don't even listen to those comments. But that's another thing that I just don't understand. All right, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. He's broke. Yeah, you broke, dude. Dude, you really broke. Let's stop playing out here. Let's stop playing online. You're broke. You're real broke. Because let me tell you, let's not forget the guy that came out here talking about his friends are single because they want to focus on having a job or on actually succeeding in life later. Like, you guys remember the other guy that I brought in here that was talking about why all of his guy friends are single, because they want to make it in life so that they can, be financially stable enough to go after the kind of women that they want. What did you hear? Women. Let's not forget, they were working hard to try to get what? The kind of women that they actually want, not the kind of women that they don't want. So, sir, no offense, Mr. Broke Man, I'm just going to tell you something. Yeah, you broke. Yeah, you broke because let me tell you something. You went after a girl that probably you thought you had a chance. You thought you had a chance. You thought she did broke man. So people calling you broke, you're actually broke, because let me tell you something. If you had that money, you won't exit. You won't even hesitate. You'll be the one flying. And I've met men that have money. I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes to paying bills, they'll be fighting over who's gonna pay it. I've been in the midst of men that have money. When that receipt comes, they're not like we splitting it. They be fighting over who's gonna pay for it. They be struggling to pay for it. This one will be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take the top today, and then next time you can take it if you want to. But next time comes and somebody always wants to pay for it. Then imagine going on a date with a man like that have that money. You think you're gonna be out there looking at him? No, let me tell you something. He's not even gonna let you speak, girl. He's gonna bring out his wallet and he's gonna pay, just to show you that, hey, I'm enjoying the time with you. But this guy over here definitely broke. Yeah, this guy over here definitely broke, ladies. Okay, we've come to the end of this particular podcast. I'm gonna say this, ladies, do not forget to press the like button, subscribe, and leave your comment in the commentary section, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.